Believe it or not, Americans spent over $7 billion on dry cleaning last year. But having your clothes cleaned may affect more than your wallet. California regulators have just banned a common dry cleaning chemical. They're calling it a public health threat. Early Show national correspondent Tracy Smith has more on this story. Good morning, Tracy.
Good morning, Hannah. You know, the truth is there's nothing dry about dry cleaning at all. Your clothes are actually washed in a solvent that is so toxic, the government calls it a hazardous air pollutant. And you could be breathing it in without even knowing it.
Here we go.
Maury Michelson and her husband Danny had a beautiful baby boy and loved spending time together at home.
Hi, here we are.
But the more they stayed inside their New York City apartment,
this is how we feel,
the sicker they got.
I would get dizzy, I would get headaches, just feel nauseous.
I couldn't focus, basically. My mind was kind of just floating away on me.
Turns out the air in their apartment was contaminated with a toxic solvent leaking from the dry cleaner downstairs. It's called perchloroethylene, or perc, and it's used by 3 out of 4 dry cleaners nationwide.
I would classify perc as a neurotoxin.
Judith Schreiber is the chief scientist of environmental protection for New York's Attorney General. She says dry cleaners love perc because it washes delicate fabrics without shrinking or fading. But too often, perc vapors can leak into nearby residences and offices, and Schreiber says long-term exposure can cause serious harm.
You're at risk for neurological effects, liver and kidney illness, and increased cancer risk.
You might have gotten a whiff of perc's strong, fresh scent at your cleaners. But once perc evaporates into the air, you can't always smell it. Maury had no idea her home was so contaminated until one day she literally collapsed from the fumes and was rushed to the hospital.
The City Department of Health did tests on us and on our neighbors, and it was in our breath, and it was in our urine, and it was in our blood, and it was in my breast milk and my neighbor's breast milk. It was basically everywhere.
And even wearing dry clean clothes may put you at risk. In the first study of its kind, Consumer Reports measured perc emissions from freshly dry cleaned blazers, and the results were startling.
We found that there was a small but definitely increased risk of cancer from wearing freshly dry cleaned clothes once or twice a week.